is Ruth Adobia, popularly known as Ruthie Baby. Call me Ruthie Baby for short. And I'm speaking from Vietnam. Hello everybody. This is Ruthie Baby. That is hello and welcome in Vietnamese. Hello everybody. This is your friend Ruthie Baby and welcome to my YouTube page. Today we are going to talk about something very interesting in Vietnam and I know you would like to hear. Do you know what it is? It is rice production in Vietnam. Are you ready to go through the process of rice production here? Okay, just keep watching this video and you are going to have more information about this. Vietnam is noted to be part of the leading producers of rice in the whole world, and they started producing rice thousands of years ago. When it comes to rice production, there has been a consistent increase since 1997, when about 27 million of tons of rice were produced in Vietnam. Till now, 2021, about 43,000 tons of rice were produced in Vietnam. That's a lot, right? And that tells you that rice is very important when it comes to the lives of Vietnamese. Do you know why? It's because in every home, rice is consumed as part of the food. There is not a single day in a Vietnamese home that members of the family will not eat rice. That is why rice production is actually important in Vietnam. Because I'm talking about the production of rice today in this video, I got this regalia. Just look at me. How do I look in my Vietnamese hat? This is the common regalia for the farmers in Vietnam who always put on this hat when they are going to their rice farmlands. I'll be taking you through and you are going to look at it by yourself. In Vietnam, most rice production takes place at the countryside. I'm talking about the villages, and it's usually along the Mekong River Delta. And that's not the only place, also along the Red River Delta. These are the places that most rice productions takes place. And it will interest you to know that about half of the population in Vietnam are farmers. And they are not only into rice production, they also produce millet, pea, cashew, and a lot of foodstuffs. But our concentration today is on rice farming. And usually rice cultivation is in 3 main seasons. But I think in 2022, this is the first season, and that is the winter spring season. People have started planting rice. Actually, the rice produced in Vietnam is usually called the wet rice, and that means flooded lands are mostly needed to cultivate this type of rice. So before rice cultivation takes place, there are some preparation that goes on. The land is actually prepared, and this involves the clearing of the land. After the land is cleared, then there is plowing and also harrowing and the leveling of the land. When it comes to plowing, this is when machines are used. Plowing machines are used to mix and overturn the land, and after that the land is leveled also by the use of machines. When all these things are ready, it means the land is ready for cultivation. But there's one unique thing about the pieces of land in Vietnam, that is its topographical nature. it's usually flat, and when you are standing to look up, you can see it straight for about 500 to 1,000 meters, and the land is just flat with a flat surface. I think that makes the rice plantation very beautiful. Okay, you can see it from the video for yourself. Alright, so after this process is done, then the flooding also takes place. When it comes to flooding, because there are a lot of rivers in Vietnam, it is not any difficult task. It's so simple because the channels are drawn into the farmlands, and this river passes through this channel to get the farmland flooded. And mostly this flooding process can take a number of days. Actually, I don't know that, but it takes a number of days. So the farmers realize that the farmlands are completely flooded. Then after the flooding process, when they realize that it's okay, the land is again mixed up with the use of machines. After these practices, you see that the land usually looks like a lake, a river, or a pond. So if you are going, you might think that you are seeing a pond, but it's actually not a pond, but a farmland. I think it's very nice, beautiful. Myself, sometimes I feel that it's a pond or river. It was later that I realized that all these things were farmlands for the rice plantation. So when the land is prepared, then it's time for the planting of the rice. But hey, let me tell you one thing. Rice plantation or planting of rice is not done directly. It is actually planted with seedlings. And the seedlings are not prepared by any farmer or any rice farmer. There are special people who are specialized in seedling plantation. I had the opportunity to visit the seedling farm, and I met some special farmers. I had some chat with them. You know, I already told you that Vietnamese are so friendly. Even though I could not really speak their language, but I was able to communicate with them, and they made me aware that there are some special skills used for planting these seedlings so that it will come out good. So sometimes some of these seedlings are planted in bundles, and some are also planted on the trays. When the seedlings are ready, the farmers collect them in bundles and they sell them to other farmers. So other farmers come to the seedling farm and they buy these seedlings and they transport them to their various farms to do the actual planting of rice. I think it's very a good experience I had on that day. It was fun. Most rice farmers are women, and they are very specialized when it comes to these planting of seedlings. And they have special ways of planting them in rows and columns. Sometimes they use long ropes to line up in the farm, and that makes the seedlings straight and lined up, and it's so beautiful. Sometimes when you get to the farm, you can even count the number of seedlings planted on each farm according to the columns and rows. It will interest you to know that most of the farmlands of these farmers are very close to their houses. So, and they do not walk from home to their farmlands. They usually move by a motorbike or a bicycle, and sometimes tricycles. And the roads which leads to these farms are mostly tiled or concrete. So it is very easy to move through with these motorbikes, bicycles, or tricycles. And I think that is very interesting, because if you compare to where I'm coming from, your farmland is somewhere and you are also somewhere so far away, and it makes the work so tedious. Usually when they work, there are breaks in the work they do. They come in the morning, like maybe 6 o'clock, they just start their work, and around 10 a.m. they close. And it's very easy to move from their farmlands to go and take a nap in their house, eat something, relax, and get prepared and come back again around 2 to 2 or 2:30 to start with another farmland. So I think it's a very good plan. It's something I really like about the way the Vietnamese farms are organized. After rice plantation is completed, then it is left for maturity. Then usually rice takes about 105 to 150 days to get matured. Then when it's matured, harvesting begins. So after harvesting, then our rice is ready. I've already told you that the Vietnamese really like rice, and that is the staple food in Vietnam. When you enter every home in Vietnam, in a day, all the members of the family eat rice before the end of the day. And mostly rice are also used for these noodles. Most kids in Vietnam also like these noodles. Even the adults, they have their pho. It's also a Vietnamese food, and they use these noodles to prepare all these kinds of food. A lot of them. Maybe later when we start talking about food in Vietnam, I'll give you details to all these food rice can be used to prepare. Rice is also exported to other parts of the country. I'm sure you are eating Vietnamese rice in your country. Actually, it used to be so much. Everywhere you pass in my home country, you will see rice exported from Vietnam. So Vietnamese rice really go far. A lot of people know, and it tastes very good. They produce quality rice in Vietnam. And after we get all these rice exported, it also puts money into the pockets of farmers and other people who do these exportations. And after that, the stalks of the rice are not left idle or thrown away. They are also put into good use and used in producing a lot of things. Example is the Vietnamese conical hat that I'm having here. Yeah, I'm already a Vietnamese woman. Just look at me. How do I look? Yeah, so these hats are made from the stalks of these rice. And also when you go to the countryside, all the hats, the roofings of the hats is as a result of the stalks from the rice. The husks of the rice is also used to feed livestock and poultry. So from what I have already outlined for you, you can see that rice is actually an important commodity in Vietnam, and which is put into a lot of good use. Rice in Vietnam is an essential commodity in the lives of every Vietnamese in Vietnam, including myself. Whilst I was exploring some of these farms, I also came across something quite unique and interesting. That is the graveyards, which is found mostly in the middle of these farms. And these graveyards are actually well arranged and well kept, and they are so beautiful. And when you enter, what I asked about it is each family have different sections where the ancestors are buried when they die. And I found it to be so interesting. So guys, this is the end of my video. Subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share them to your friends so they can also have a lot of information about Vietnam. I'll take you through subsequent video, but as you can see, it's drizzling and I have to run out home. So see you in my next video. Tam biệt, hang gặp lại, bye bye.